of everything, but mainly it's the charitable side of it. I just think it's excellent doing something to do with your passion or your water sport that you love, and also combining it with a charitable, really good charitable cause like Youth United have done, and that's excellent. It gives you the incentive to actually get up and do stuff like that.
As the 30 boats made their way out of Rubicon Harbour and out to the start line, the organisers were faced with an early and unexpected problem.
El Moro has got stuck in the harbour on the way out, which has caused major issues as it is one of the biggest boats and is forming the start line. We're trying to get it off at the moment, but that could take time, so we're going to form another start in the meantime. But I've got to get them with this for the moment, sorry. Thought of everything except for the fact that one of the two big boats would get stuck in the port here.
As predicted, there was insufficient wind with which to start the dash. Still early in the day, the decision was made to continue further out to sea in the hope the situation improved.
Okay, we are probably about 15 miles outside Fuerteventura at the moment. We've found some wind. We've got all of the support boats together at the moment. Now that we have some wind, we're going to officially start the sailing part of the dash.
Forced to set up their equipment within the confines of their safety boats, the competitors made any last-minute changes to their rigs. However, as the kiteboarders finished their rigging before anyone else, personal glory got put ahead of overall safety. And, happy just to have found wind, they decide to jump the start and head off themselves, leaving the rest of the fleet in their wake.
We, and when I say we, I mean myself and Nino Navarro, who was the safety officer. We're not happy with the way that all of the competitors and their safety boats behaved and performed. They didn't really do what they were supposed to do. They were told and given specific instructions. To be honest, when they got out there, when the start flag went down, they forgot a lot of it. It wasn't perfect, and we need to refine it for next year, especially if we're going to have more people and more boats.
As the competitors head onwards towards Africa, flanked by their safety boats, life on board Playa Stajandia goes on at an altogether different pace. Skippered by Kino, this 80-foot maxi and twice whipbread round-the-world yacht gracefully chops its way through the Atlantic, giving its passengers a taste of competition sailing. One of the main support vessels for the dash, below decks it holds wheelchairs, crutches, clothes and bedding gathered over the passing wheel. Despite months of training and preparations, competitors were dropping like flies. Disappointment yet again for the windsurfers, who, caught out by conditions, had been forced to abandon their attempt. Kumar and Andres on the kayak, despite a monumentous effort, rowing throughout the night, had finally given way to the elements and accepted a lift from their safety boat. But in with a chance were the kiteboarders, who had already made it further than anyone had gone before. Appearing on the horizon were two kites, Eric Yolguju and Akil Leketia, who after 72 nautical miles in the open ocean were fast bearing down on the Moroccan coast.
The most important thing is to go with people who are ready. Because me, when I was in the water, I just had to think about me and my kite. Not about my security, not about where I was going, if the direction was the right one, or things like that. I've seen during 20 minutes, I was with like 20 dolphins around me. When you are sailing like this, you don't think as normal. I mean, it's like a trance. I mean, you just go and that's it, and you don't think of nothing.
I could see the land when we left. I could see the land when we got here. I'm not too unhappy about how far we got. And to be honest with you, again, it was the wind. Tiller made it to 24 miles, I think, offshore. As I said, we made it to, I think it was 11 miles actually offshore. We're virtually there. That's it. I can't see any reason why we don't come here next year. There is no doubt about it. We can't have this bad luck with the weather 3 years in a row.
Yeah, it's an amazing achievement. I mean, we're the first people in the world to ever have done this, really. Ever have sailed a Hobie Cap from Lanzarote to Africa, you know. It's another continent, and just for that, it's quite something, isn't it?
An isolated fishing town at the extremity of the Western Sahara, Tafaya's crumbling infrastructure is a testament to the constant threat it's under from the elements. These people may live a relatively simple existence, but it's one that's born from a necessity to survive.
They haven't got the things we have. You know, we're sitting here in a marina now, surrounded by lovely boats, and you know, yesterday we were on helicopters flying across the ocean. The day before, you know, we were windsurfing, and then we were on high-speed Zodiacs doing 35 knots. You know, we've got some real toys, us guys. So for us, the sea is our playground. The sea for them is their work, you know, with their fishing and everything else. Just to see a culture that's not really determined by tourism, or it's not a fake culture. That is how they are. You're not seeing a glammed up side of their life. That is how they live. There's no romance in the Sahara. You know, it's a harsh reality. You're arriving to a very, you know, arid landscape, and as you say, a sea that no one's really using because they haven't got the opportunity. People who are out of work. It's a completely different culture.
No, they're obviously very genuinely generous people and warm-hearted people. I mean, I think we are who we are, but we could have been anybody turning up, and they would have got the same reception.
A way of life steeped in music and dance, they seemed as keen to teach as the visitors were to learn.
Before we went, I was not anxious, but I wasn't quite sure how it was going to mix. Obviously, there's such a massive difference in culture, and where I'd seen it last year, I had an idea on a small scale, and I was really, really pleased for everybody to see that people from such different corners of the world can just get together and have a good time at the end of the day.
Had any boundaries still existed, they would soon be broken down by the beautiful game that transcends all cultures, football.
It's all lovely. Everything's nice. So it's windy, which is good.
I kept waking up, I don't know, I kept getting blasted by sand from somewhere. I'm not sure what it was because we were in a tent. I think it was maybe blowing up from somewhere. So I woke up just like that, and I just had sand all over my face. It was an experience. It was great. I'm going to go and check out the breakfast situation now.
From the very beginning, the first time we came to here, we felt that we could see a need for some sort of help. And just having children of my own, I could see that there was children here that needed maybe just some basic clothing or just some sort of support. And we decided to try and find some sort of charity, and we were introduced to Mbarkita, who is the president of ADAF. She founded the ADAF back in the 80s, and she's very dedicated to the charity. We asked her what they needed help with, and she said, we really basically need wheelchairs. And we've last year I think we bought 6 wheelchairs over. This year we have 24 wheelchairs that have come over, so we've really progressed.
I feel really happy they've got it. I think it's kind of shocking what you see, but you know, you open your eyes and you just realise that how fortunate.